Good morning, dear students. This is another problem solving which was sent by one of the students, and as you can see, it's a problem about graphs. It said here that you have a graph y equal function of x, and as you can see here, I prepared it for you. It's a graph. I'm gonna draw any graph with only one respect. You need to respect one idea, that this graph has the coordinate of point 9 and 1 exist on it. What is the meaning of that? It means that this point that with the coordinate 9 and 1 exists in my graph. As you can see, I made it in this location, which is 9 and 1, and I can draw any graph. I don't care, because I need to represent the idea, because what you need to do is to transform what happened to this graph, how the function of x becomes minus function of x plus 3. This is the question mark. After you translate the transformation, you can answer this question. The question is that he wants the point P. He wants to know what is the coordinates of point P. P is unknown point, and P, by the way, is a mapping for point A. What is the meaning mapping of point A? It means that it's the same as point A on the graph y function of x, but on the new graph. So if function of x has the point A, the graph of function of x plus 3, it doesn't have A anymore, it does have P instead. So P is a mapping for point A. So what you need to do is to try to translate this graph into the required transformation. So what we're gonna do is this. First of all, we need to analyze this form here. If you remember, we said that minus f x plus 3. Before I say minus fx, first of all, when I say that this function or this graph becoming something like function of x plus a, if you remember that, what is the meaning plus a? It means that it's a transformation. From our study for the transformation, this transformation represent translation. It means that it's moving from one side to another. But translation in which direction? We know that if we have the variable inside of the bracket, the translation is going to happen in the x-axis. Okay, so it's a translation in the x-axis. The only thing that is confusing is it gonna be in the positive side or in the negative side? And when you see the sign inside of the bracket here, since it's positive, because this is the positive here, positive plus 3, it means that it's a translation in the x-axis, but not on the positive. It's gonna be in the negative side. And this is the thing that it might be confusing for the majority of students. It's a plus inside of the bracket, but it doesn't mean that it's a translation in the positive direction of x. It's actually the reverse of that. So since I know that this is a translation in the negative side of x, it means that I'm gonna move 3 steps, because it's a plus 3. It's 3 steps toward the minus x. So I'm gonna count it. So this point here, the 9, because you're gonna use it as a reference, it's gonna move 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. So new coordinate for one transformation, the new coordinate of point A is gonna be here. And my graph, don't forget that it's gonna be the same. It didn't change, if you don't understand what I'm trying to say. It's just a translation. the graph is gonna move 3 steps to the left side of the grid. This is about the what? This is representing, and don't forget this is one translation. This is the function of x plus 3. We still need to explain the minus here. So when I say that the fx plus 3 gonna become minus function x plus 3, what is the meaning of that? We say that when we have this form, and I say a function of x gonna become minus function of x, when I have the negative sign outside of the bracket of the variable and next to the f sign, it means that this is a reflection in the x-axis. Okay, so it's gonna be reflection. So the x-axis is gonna be the mirror. So what is the meaning of that? It means that my point here is gonna move 1 step and it's gonna be here. And my graph, since it's a reflection, it means that's gonna be like this. Okay, so this is the whole thing. Now this is my graph of what? This is representing the minus function of x plus 3. Now what do you need to know? I need the coordinate. I need the coordinates of P. It's easy to do it right now because you are able to see the mapping that happens. The point 9,1 came here in the first translation, and then it becomes here and the reflection along the x-axis. So when the 9 moved to this direction, it means that the coordinate of this one is going to be what? Moving 3 steps. It means that the x-axis, the y-axis is the same. The only change happening in the x-axis. So this point is going to have the coordinates of 9. It's going to be minus 3. It means that's going to be 6 and 1. This is the coordinate of after the first translation. So it's going to be 6 and 1. Now the 6 and 1 is going to be reflected, and well, since it's going to be reflected in the x-axis, it means that the value of the x is going to be the same. The only change that happened on the y. So the point here is going to be 6. It's the same because we didn't change. It's the same coordinate of x. The only thing that the positive one, the 1, is going to become minus 1. So that's the answer. Okay, after this a lot of sketching because I needed to explain it. So you will say that P is equal to what? Equal to 6 and minus 1. That's it for this problem. See you in other videos.